Okay, reading for the Hammer. This is your essay for July 26, 2014. The last dog passed away. I'm feeling like the end of an era has passed. There was a sad event at my house this past Sunday. My mother-in-law's last dog passed away. My mother-in-law raised many Yorkshire Terriers at her house during her lifetime. My wife told me that there were always lots of dogs at their house. Once, they even had over 30 Yorkies living there at the same time. When I visited my wife's house for the first time about 40 years ago, there were about 20 Yorkies there. They were living at her house, and each dog had its own name and its own bed. They welcomed me warmly with their wagging tails and rubbing against me with their bodies. I remember clearly that I was really surprised at seeing them and was glad to meet them. I remember that I was really surprised and I was glad to meet them. My mother-in-law was a famous breeder of Yorkshire Terriers back in the day. After I got married to her daughter, whenever we visited her house, somebody would come to breed their dog or consult with my mother-in-law about their own dog. Those dogs that came from her house were sometimes brought back to her house. The owners would report back to my mother-in-law about their pet's health, etc. My mother-in-law gave them lots of advice about raising Yorkies and how to treat them. I think that the total number of dogs she produced might have been over a few hundred. But time goes by. The last of those dogs passed away this past Sunday. She was 12 years old when she died. She was seriously sick last October, but she recovered miraculously. Thanks to the vet near my house, she was able to live for another 9 months before dying. My son, my mother-in-law's grandson, became a veterinarian after graduating the university this past March. My son could treat that last dog. The end. Thank you very much, and I will see you next week.